Our ordeal is essentially no different than those that you just heard from, Dan and Terry. All of our tragedies are very similar. Wonderful and special loved ones were unnecessarily killed or seriously injured by a drunk driver. We all continue to share the pain, anguish, and overwhelming sense of loss and despair. The only real distinctions between our own personal experience are the names of the victims and the drunk drivers who killed them. Other than that, the facts and circumstances leading to our tragedy are similar to those of the other drunk driving victims. October 29th, 1999 started out like any other normal day in our lives. I remember I was home that afternoon. It was a Friday afternoon. And Katie returned home from school. Very disappointed. There was a dance that had been scheduled at the Narragansett Pier School that had been canceled because at the last minute the DJ had backed out. So as teenagers will do, they go to Plan B, which turned out to be spending the evening at our good friend Becky Bowman's house. And while they were at the Bowmans, they had convinced Becky's mom, Masha, to drive them to the Wharf Mall. And when they were traveling to the mall, they were traveling on Route 4, heading north. Many of you are probably aware East Greenwich High School is off to the distance just before it merges with Route 95. And they were traveling in the high-speed lane when suddenly, without any warning, a vehicle driven by a drunk driver, traveling in excess of 85 to 90 miles an hour, struck the back of their vehicle. And Masha did all that she could to try to maintain control of the vehicle, but the vehicle was pushed off the roadway onto the grass median, down one side, up the other side, into the oncoming southbound traffic where there was a violent collision. A collision that cut the vehicle in 3 pieces. A collision that cut the back seat where Katie was sitting in half. And Katie was found seatbelted into the final portion of the vehicle, more than 100 feet away from the rest of the vehicle. It was ironic that Meg and I actually had returned home that evening from a wake, and there was a message on our answering machine for Katie